Hey everybody, welcome to Wacky Wednesday number 138 on the Leek. I'm John as always, and we're going to be playing some more Magic video games. But this one's a little bit more obscure. This is Magic the Gathering Battlegrounds, nowhere near as popular and well-loved and even heard of as Chandalar. This is a hell of a thing. This is a 1v1 MOBA fighter spellcaster type game. It's real weird, but we're gonna jump on into this, and I did make a video of this maybe a couple of years ago now, and I just kind of showed you maybe the tutorial and a few missions, but we're gonna actually play through this entire game, which will be interesting because I've never played through this entire game. I've only really played about as far as that last video, so let's see what this is like otherwise. So we're going to start a new quest. We are going to watch this little cutscene, so enjoy.
All that remains are the memories. They take me back to the land where I was raised. And I remember the day I left that place, forever. Feeling, the knowledge even, that I was destined for greatness. But most of all, I remember Thea, my mentor and confidant. I had never seen her so troubled.
Your training is at an end. It is time you met your destiny.
For reasons long forgotten, 3 mighty duelists fought an epic battle. Of hatred, betrayal, and destruction. Their battle touched off a maelstrom and engulfed us all. The world crumbled, and the vermin inherited the earth. When I regained my senses, Thea was gone, yet I understood my purpose. This talisman would be the key, and it was from this blighted place that I began my quest.
All right. So I guess we're going to go fight Budget Shao Kahn and also Spider Lady, who looked familiar. Does she have a card in like Legends or something? Is that what that art was based off of? Anyways, Chapter 1, Enter the Duelist. Chapter 1, welcome the Leek. As an initiate, you must learn how to cast spells of various types, and then learn the best ways to combine them. You will earn 1 red spell from most of the quests you complete. Red spells reflect the power of fire and chaos, and are well known for their aggressive nature. You will need them all to defeat the supreme green duelist, Multani, and acquire his fragment of the talisman. Alright, so we're going to go to Managlade and we're going to fight Mulligatawny. So Managlade, collect 3 mana crystals that arise from the ground. And this is what the game looks like. So we've got our sorceress person, and she's got a side of the battleground. And if you step over, it'll get real angry at you. You've crossed into enemy territory. If you stay over here too long, you start taking damage. So you see we have 20 life, and now we have 18. So we've taken 2 damage. The longer you stay, the more damage you take as well. So you really do kind of need to stay on your side of the battlefield. But we've got these mana crystals that we need to pick up, and you see we just got a mana crystal up at the top there. And those mana crystals are how we cast our spells. We need to have enough mana to cast spells, just like in Magic. So we need to pick up 2 more, and that'll be a nice quick finish to this mission. So there's 1. And the faster we pick them up, the faster they appear as well, which is always handy. So we just need that 3rd mana crystal. There it is. And we've completed the mission. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Mana is used for casting spells and shielding damage. We'll learn these in the next couple of missions. So we're going to go to attack training and learn how to attack. So you can attack by pushing the space key to do 1 damage to the nearest creature or duelist, whichever one you're standing ahead. So we can actually run over and smack her if she gets close enough. But of course, if we stay too long, we'll take damage. So yeah, we can attack flying creatures as well. We have reach. And we're just going to smack things. So we can swing, and that's how we swing our little staff there. And we need to kill 5 defiant elves. And this is where kind of the MOBA stuff comes in. So you cast creatures, and they appear, and they run towards the duelist. And they either die, as happened there, or they hit the duelist. Whenever they do one of those 2 things, or if they kill a creature of your opposing, or of the opposing player. Whenever they do that, they then go away if they died, or they respawn and then continue their journey again. So watch, he'll hit me, and he won't die, so he'll respawn to where he was cast, and then he'll just keep on running. And so you can see how it's kind of like a MOBA. I believe, I don't remember the exact date of this, before MOBAs were really a big thing. There was, of course, Defense of the Ancients as the mod for, what was that, Warcraft 3, I think? But that was about it. Anyways, we've mastered the skill of attacking. This skill will be tested in the many quests ahead, namely all of them. So shield training, we also have a shield. We can press the control key to activate a shield, which halves the damage that we take. So we can go, wah, and we get ourselves a shield. So we've got elvish warriors that are going to attack us, and they're going to do 2 damage if they hit us. So we're going to use the shield to make it just be 1 damage instead. You see we dropped to 19 there instead of dropping to 18. So we're going to shield against 4 more elvish warriors, and that will complete this mission. Haha, gotcha. Haha, gotcha. Haha, gotcha. One more. Haha, gotcha. And she died. So we've mastered the skill of shielding. You will also have earned your first creature spell, so we get to start casting creatures in the next mission. We get a Goblin Hero, a 2/2 creature, and it costs 2 mana. You can see there's 2 little red pips there. So we need 2 mana in our mana crystal pool, and we make ourselves a 2/2. So let's learn about summoning creatures, shall we? Summon your newly earned Goblin Hero to defeat the enemy. So we have a spell book down at the bottom. You see it says creature, and we can open that up, and we currently have 1 creature spell, Goblin Hero. We just got our 2nd mana, so we can cast a Goblin Hero. So we cast it, it appears. It's a 2/2, so it has 2 red, which means it does 2 damage when it hits something, and it's got 2 yellow, which means it has 2 toughness. It can take 2 damage before it dies permanently, and it's going to walk on over and smack that guy. So it's going to walk on over. We'll continue picking up crystals. Deals 2 damage to him, and then it respawns where it was, and continues walking back towards him. So he's going to walk over, smack him, deal 2 damage, respawn. And he's just going to keep doing that. So to make this go faster, let's spawn some more goblins, shall we? Now he cast Engulfing Flames. He's got spells. So Engulfing Flames dealt a damage to one of my goblins. It didn't die. It took a damage. But if it happens again, it will die. So you see this goblin? No, the bottom goblin respawned and only has 1 health available now. But despite the Engulfing Flames, we still killed this guy. And now we earned Engulfing Flames, so now we can cast a sorcery spell and try to blow things up. Before each quest, you can edit your spell book. Each quest has a unique spell book that you can modify. It holds up to 10 spells, so keep all your spells in your spell book until it's full. So our spell book currently has 2, so we have no need to, futz around with these at all. So we'll just go right into the next mission. So we're going to cast Engulfing Flames and Goblin Heroes to defeat the enemy duelist. So we just need to kill her. This is sort of like a real match, but much simpler. So she's got 1 drops. I don't. But I got 2 drops, so Goblin Hero is going to go get her. We'll smack her because she got kind of close to us there. We stayed in there a little bit too long, however. So our Goblin Hero is fighting an enemy Defiant Elf. Creatures fight until 1 is dealt lethal damage. So our 2/2 is going to smack the 1/1. Our 2/2 will take 1 damage, they'll take 2, they'll die, and our Goblin will live. Despawn and continue his walk. So they walk until they hit the enemy duelist, or they kill a creature, or they die. At which point, if they didn't die, they get to keep walking. So we'll continue spawning goblins here, and continue hitting her. She got a bit close. Let's smack her to finish her off. You failed because... Oh. I got distracted by my settings. We never cast Engulfing Flames. That was a requirement to actually beat the mission. So we're going to have to quickly redo that. Unfortunately. So there's our first fail, and it was in a super easy tutorial level. Awesome. Alright. Let's smack this elf. Yep, I took damage. That's fine. Summon a goblin. Goblin summoned. Yes, so our creatures are fighting. Yes, we know that. We heard about this before. We just failed. Let's right now cast Engulfing Flames. So there we go. We're not going to lose due to dumb stuff. So we dealt 1 damage to the nearest thing. I believe it was just an elf, which obviously isn't the best way of using that spell, because of course we can just smack the elf for 1 point of damage. It would be better to smack things that are about to die and use Engulfing Flames perhaps on the duelist when she's near death and is the closest thing, perhaps on something that we want to deal 1 damage to, and then we can kill it. But we killed her. We successfully cast Engulfing Flames that time, so everything's good. So we've completed the quest, and as a reward we've learned a new enchantment spell, Fervor. Fervor gives all of the controller's creatures haste. Now haste just means they go real fast. They walk over to the person faster, which is about all that haste could possibly do in this game. Not every mechanic can be super amazing and complex in this game. Alright, so we have to beat this guy before time runs out, and we get to start with a full mana bar. So obviously we're going to go Fervor, and then just smash down Goblin Heroes that are going to go real fast with haste. You see they've got that little lightning bolt, and also the there's this goblin up here at the top showing us that we have an enchantment in play at the moment. Creature limit. Each duelist can control only 5 creatures at once. You've now reached that limit, so we can't have any more goblins, unfortunately. But he's also just dead, so we got that going for us. And we've completed a new quest. As a reward, we've learned a new creature spell. We've learned Raging Goblin, a 1/1 haste creature for 1 mana. So that's going to be a nice start to our games before we start putting out the Goblin Heroes instead. Oops, I took away Engulfing Flames. Didn't want to do that. Alright, Attack of the Elves. Defeat the enemy duelist. So use your attack by pressing the space key to deal damage to a creature. Concentrate on using your attack against creatures with 1 toughness to conserve mana. That's what I talked about. So we're going to grab a crystal, drop some Raging Goblins. They're going to get on in. We're going to drop some Goblin Heroes. We've leveled up. She's leveled up as well. She's got her 2/3 Elvish Warrior down there. We're going to go grab this crystal, make some more Goblin Heroes. We get to smack that warrior, take him down. Smack that elf. Didn't quite take it down. Take it down that time. And if you guys have played this, if you have any tips, definitely let me know. Because I fully remember, as the game goes on, it getting ludicrously hard to pay attention to everything that's going on. And I'd love if you guys had suggestions on how to play this game better. If I'm really poorly at playing this game, do let me know. Do let me know. Preferably with tips, as opposed to just saying, hey, you suck. Because I know that already. I don't need to be told that. I'm also testing out a new recording method using OBS to record this because my program that I use for recording drafts is crap and only really works if you're doing something very like recording Windows based. If you're recording a game, the sync tends to go out and it gets really angry about space requirements, and it's just not the best. We have stopped doing damage to her. Our goblins are not getting through. They are not getting through at all. So we need to kill some things, get some mana crystals here. Smack! Give me the mana shards. Let's maybe Flamer again, or I guess we flamed him. Smack him. Grab his shards. Ooh, smack her, smack her, smack her good. Oh boy. We got close to dying there. Okay, we cannot take a hit, so let's make sure there's always creatures in front of us. So they traded. Smack him. Let's drop a goblin hero. She'll get smacked for 2. If we can just flames without her having a creature in front, we can survive here. So let's let that die. Flames her. Oof. Got her. Got her good. Alright, you've completed the quest. As a reward, you've learned a new sorcery spell, Reckless Charge. Reckless Charge gives the caster's closest creature a +3/+0 bonus plus haste until it responds. So it's a combat trick. It gets to use it until it dies or kills a creature or hits the enemy duelist, and then it goes away for 1 little mana, which is pretty nice. So we've got to do whatever it takes to defeat the enemy before time runs out. Obviously that's going to be using Reckless Charge. So we are going to cast a goblin. We are going to give it, we're accidentally going to cast Engulfing Flames, then we're going to give it Reckless Charge, and you see it's now got a lot of power and it's going to run on over. We're going to drop another goblin, give that goblin Reckless Charge, drop another goblin, give that goblin Reckless Charge, and that should just do it. That's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. Going to go to 2, going to go to 0. Oh, I guess he's got shields. I always forget about the shields. Really halves the damage that you do. But he's dead, our goblins are happy, and we've got a new reward. We've got Goblin Sky Raider, a 1/2 creature with flying. So non-flying creatures can't attack it, so it's just going to go over top. So it's going to be a great target for our Reckless Charges. So we're going to use all the spells at our disposal to take out the enemy duelist. Now, you might have heard me jamming on the keyboard. Again, I'm hoping to figure out how to, maybe not have that sound if it is very loud, but hopefully Audition will take care of that. You jam on the I key to refill slivers of your mana. It's a really stupid mechanic. I grew up with the Atari 2600 and 7800 where the entire mechanics of games were push this button as fast as you can. It was not a good mechanic back then. It was a mechanic purely out of necessity because there was only one button on the controller. So this whole pushing I repeatedly, like non-stop, literally the entire game is kind of dumb. So I'm not happy about that. But we're going to collect these mana crystals, we're going to cast some goblins, and we're going to eventually fly over top of her. So we just need 1 more mana crystal. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Well, we gotta get a blocker for that guy. Smack that guy. So we can smack that guy on the way back. He's only got 1 toughness. We need blockers, unfortunately, for that guy. We can get this crystal. He's taken care of. Smack him. Smack her. Smack him. Failed at smacking him. Smack him this time. Still successfully smacked us. Let's get a flyer up here. And then we're going to need a blocker. So let's drop a goblin. Just as a chump blocker. Smack him. Completely miss. Let's drop a goblin hero. We can Reckless Charge that goblin, so it'll at least get in for some extra damage there, I hope. And you see, this is about where the game starts to get way too overwhelming. I start to have issues keeping track of everything that's happening. So again, if you guys have tips, let me know, please. Let me know. It would be super appreciated. So if I can just reckless charge that flying goblin, that would be good. Smack him. Go get my mana crystal. Drop a blocker for him. Let's reckless charge. Oop, reckless charge that goblin that traded. That's unfortunate. It's too bad you can't target. It's real hard to. I can't even imagine how you could successfully target in this game. So we'll smack her for a bunch. Let's drop a blocker. Let's reckless charge. Oop, we reckless charged that guy on by mistake. Alright, if we can just do a damage to her, we'll successfully kill her. There we go. Just run over and smack her with a stick. Alright, we've completed this the quest. As a reward, you've learned a new sorcery spell, Scorching Missile. Scorching Missile deals 4 damage directly to the enemy duelist. Just 4 damage straight to the face. For 4 mana, of course, which is an awful lot of mana. I frequently am struggling to cast my 2/2s for 2, so I'm not sure how often we'll have 4. Learn how to punch through strong defense using Scorching Missile. So he's got a giant spider. Giant spiders just kind of sit there. They are blockers, so they don't attack. They just sit wherever they were cast, and if anything gets close, they bite it. Now, giant spider, as one would expect, I accidentally cast Reckless Charge, and that's where the mechanics of this game fall apart. You have to push so many keys and remember so many just like orders of key presses to not just screw up that it's challenging, because you'll accidentally cast sorceries that don't do anything because you needed to cast a creature instead. You can kill that spider, kill that elf, drop a goblin. Alright, so I guess we're just gonna like Scorching Missile this guy a whole bunch. We're gonna play the stall game is what we're gonna do. So they can fight, kill that, and we'll just keep trying to get enough mana to Scorching Missile him. Scorching Missile, but we're still gonna need a blocker. We're gonna need a blocker. Not gonna get it. Gonna take a bunch of damage here.
Goblin hero.
Alright, so let's go kill that. Let's pick up some mana shards. Kill that. Drop a goblin. I guess we actually could have killed that guy instead. Drop a goblin because we're going to need a blocker, but we can rush up and kill that guy. Goblin will take care of that elf. We get to I guess, Engulfing Flame accidentally there. Scorching Missile, deal 4, so we've only got to deal that twice more. Go away, spider. You're supposed to stay where you are. Alright. We can take this too. All we need is 4 mana crystals, and we have... Oh no, because he'll split it in half. I always forget about the shield, so we'll Scorching Missile here. Oh, but he had no mana left, so he couldn't shield. Whew. As I said, there's a lot to keep track of in this game. So hopefully we can actually get through this. Hopefully there isn't just a difficulty wall where I say, well, nothing more I can do, but we'll see. Retromancer. Retromancer deals 3 damage to any duelist who targets it with a sorcery. Pretty good to know. Blue Morning, a blue duelist enters the scene, full of deception and deceit. Obviously, they're going to try to unsummon my dudes. We don't want that to happen. So we'll cast Retromancers instead. This blue duelist likes to unsummon most creatures. So we now have more things in our spell book, so we actually have to flip pages, so it's even more random key presses that you have to think about. So I have to go K, and then I have to go O to get over to the Retromancer. Fun. Alright, so smacking her in the face a whole bunch. She's got a flyer, which I'm not really going to be able to deal with, so we just have to smack it and take some damage here. We're close to a Retromancer, but we need this mana crystal. Now we can cast a Retromancer. Hopefully she'll stupidly try to unsummon it. So we'll smack that, take even more damage. I guess just jam in some goblins. And now Retromancer doesn't care who targets it, so if we try to put Reckless Charge on it, we'll lose some damage, or we'll take some damage too. So we can shoot her with that missile, take 2 there, and she's dead if that goblin hits her. Yep, goblin got her. And look at our happy lizard man. Happy or seizing or something. That's a face. Wow. So we got a new sorcery spell. We got Threaten. And as you would expect a Threaten effect would do, it's going to steal the creature and make it attack our opponent. Which is going to be good for this mission because there's a big guy. And we're getting about as far as I got in the original Wacky Wednesday where I recorded this, and I never went any further. So we're going to be into news territory relatively soon, but probably not before we wrap up this video. I don't think these videos will be the hour-long slogs that the Chandelar videos were. Those were a little bit more varied. These are a little bit more hectic. I don't know that I can handle recording this for an hour in one sitting. So yeah, expect half-ish hour videos for these. So we'll just continue smacking these elves, collecting mana crystals, accidentally casting spells that don't do anything, and yeah, waiting until we have enough to cast Threaten to steal big things. I think that's enough Threaten mana now. Well, we still need blockers. May as well go over his head. Drop a Goblin Sky Raider. Give it Reckless Charge. Smacky. Smacky. Give it Reckless Charge again, since that worked out so well. That'll drop him to 12. Oh, he learned how to cast Giant Spider.
Reckless Charge.
Reckless Charge, at least it'll trade with the spider, so we may as well drop by, I guess, a Retromancer. Pick up some mana shards. Shoot him with a missile, I guess. And there's a big giant thing. And we used up all of our mana. So this has Trample. So Trample is actually really cool in this game. So creatures with Trample always attack, and they don't respawn until they have hit the enemy duelist. But they lose power based on the damage they deal to creatures on the way. So if it has 10 power, and it has to get through a 2/2, now it's going to have 8 power, and then if it has to get through a 4/4, it now has 4 power, and then by the time it gets to me, it deals 4 damage, and then it respawns. So really cool. I really think it's a cool way they figured out how to do Trample. Unfortunately, we're going to need a whole lot of mana to threaten this thing before it gets here. We need 5 mana. We just got there. Can we cast it in time? No. We get smacked. Okay, no, I think we did cast it in time. It's going after them. Perfect. So it's going to stomp on through these dwarves, or not dwarves, the opposite of dwarves, elves. Elves is the antonym of dwarves. Duelist is getting a little close. Can we just... Yeah, we can magic missile him, scorching missile him. That was close. We got hit by that Avatar of Might, which was less than ideal. But we got ourselves a Goblin King. Goblin King gives each goblin +1/+1 as long as it lives. This bonus does not apply to Goblin King itself. What I don't know is if the Goblin King ability stacks or not. Because, let me tell you, during a game, I don't have time to be looking at the power and toughness of my creatures. We're going to turn back the Elvish Hordes and defeat the enemy duelist with our Goblin King. So we're going to go with the usual opening of Raging Goblin. And our opponent has Llanowar Elves. So these make mana shards. And what they do is they run to the back of the arena and hang back there. And they just poop out mana shards for our opponent to pick up. Kind of a cool little ability. Not entirely sure how I interact with them. I'm assuming you'll get like board wipe type effects later on. Let's see if we can get a Goblin King down here. There we go. Get Goblin King down. We're going to kind of want there to be more goblins down. That Goblin King's just going to trade. Isn't quite what we want to do. So let's go and attack that. That Goblin King's just going to die again. And this is about where I start to struggle with the game, where I'm just like, how do you stay afloat? How long are these missions supposed to take? Is it supposed to be a super grindy type game of, you know, gaining like little points of damage? Am I playing it completely wrong? Let me know. If you've got experience, let me know. It'd be greatly appreciated.
Goblin King Defiant Elf. Goblin Hero.
Okay. We're feeling a little bit ahead here, so we can actually Reckless Charge maybe? Get in for a bunch of damage here. Reckless Charge again. Yeah, bunches of damage come in. Scorching Missile her. She shielded it. Good for her. Let's continue Reckless Charging.
Reckless Charge.
Oof. Got her for a ton there. If we can just Scorching Missile, I think we got her. She's got a lot of mana back. It looks like she's saving up for something. So we got her to 1, so yeah, there we go.
Did you really think
Pulled it off. Not sure why she stopped casting spells there. Maybe to just make it easier for me in the early game here. But we got a Magma Giant. Magma Giant deals 2 damage to all creatures and duelists when it comes into play. So there's my answer. That's how we kill a bunch of Llanowar elves. Spawned with Destruction. A new green spell promises to be problematic. I'd prefer if it wasn't. Our Fervor. We're at 10 spells. So yeah, I guess we don't really want a Fervor. Fervor just costs too much to do too little. Although I guess if they had hate, maybe I should be using Fervor more. Yeah, maybe I should just be using Fervor more. And I feel like Engulfing Flames isn't that great. Or maybe Retromancer just isn't good enough. It lives through an Elvish Warrior once. Yeah, you know what? Let's cut Retromancer and put in Fervor. And let's remember to cast Fervor. Because maybe Fervor will be good. Spawn with Destruction. Defeat the enemy duelist before he overruns you with creatures. Oh god, Overrun. When summoned, Magma Giant deals 2 damage to all creatures and duelists. The enemy will cast Overrun, which gives each of his creatures +3/+3 and Trample. So let's not have that happen. You must use Magma Giant at least once to end this quest. Okay, so if he overruns, we're just dead. Watch Overrun be like an enchantment that's just always in effect or something dumb. Mana crystals, just need a few more, please. I'm gonna run and grab this one, and it might be dumb, but I grabbed it. I stole it from him. Sucker. Alright, we just gotta fill up this last crystal and we can get a Magma Giant. Magma Giant. Down you go. Burn the heck out of his Llanowar elves. Let's give it Reckless Charge, just because. Okay, so this is going well. This is going well. Let's Reckless Charge it. Boom, get wrecked. And Scorching Missile. Down he goes. Alright. Not afraid of your Overrun. Not afraid of your Overrun at all. That Magma Giant's real happy. You've completed the quest. You've got a new enchantment. Gratuitous Violence. Gratuitous Violence is an enchantment that doubles the damage dealt by the controller's creatures. So it gives double strike to everything. Cool. Cool. Alright. So we're around the 30-minute mark. I guess we'll do this mission, so we won't quite complete this chapter this turn, but that's fine. That's fine. Time is short, and you must defeat this enemy duelist. You have a full mana bar, so cast quickly. So obviously we're going to go like Gratuitous Violence. Goblin King Goblins. So we'll go Gratuitous Violence. Goblin King. Goblin Hero. Goblin Hero. Goblin Hero. He's not dying fast. Or Scorching Missile. Nope. So that wasn't fast enough. So not Goblin King? That was too slow apparently. I guess we can try the Magma Giant.
Raging Goblin.
And I've already lost because I hate these controls. There we go. We successfully... Nope, we can't even cast Gratuitous Violence. Gratuitous Violence in. And I recast it for some reason. Okay. Reckless Charge. Alright. Whatever. Whatever. That time it worked. That time it worked. Very strange. We've completed the quest. As a reward, you've learned a new creature spell, Volcanic Dragon, a 4/4 creature with flying and haste. And that will be saved for next week. So next week we'll do Red Dragon and we'll finish off this chapter. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this. It was fun playing it. The controls are weird. It's going to take some getting used to, but if you've played this, let me know. If you've got tips for me, let me know for sure. But we're going to try to complete this just like we completed Chandalar. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me on Twitter at the Mana Leek. That's Leek, like the vegetable, not the card. You can also find me at facebook.com/themanaleek, twitch.tv/themanaleek, and patreon.com/themanaleek. If you like the content, click that thumbs up button, click subscribe if you haven't already and want to see more. And if you do have questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, see y'all next time.